Yes.
So for me also, I think the leakage would be more than the bitline leakage, because in case of the bitline leakage, we are basically talking of one cell, and यहाँ पे leakage के case में we are talking about the leakage which are particularly present within a device, like subthreshold leakage, diffusion, junction leakages and all.
Yeah, but that
So,
is also for one cell only.
So just a point to add. I mean,
but
I forgot to add one. Sorry, I mean, I just forgot to add one point. I mean, leak cell bitline leakage would only through the pass gate, जैसा हमने पढ़ा था, and cell leakage would be through all the 6 transistors
yes,
which
sir.
are. That's
Yes,
that
sir.
the difference.
Yeah, all the 6 nahi actually, the remaining 3, because other 2 transistors would be on.
अच्छा हाँ 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 ठीक है
है ना? Yeah. So very rightly pointed out that cell leakage is leakage from all the 6 devices. So of the 6 devices, 2 are on, but they will not have subthreshold leakage, but they will also have junction leakage. And bitline leakage is only the subthreshold leakage that we see from the pass gates when the word line is off. So bitline leakage is expected to be lesser than cell leakage. And as Gagandeep rightly pointed out, bitline leakage, it is not leakage of just one cell that you need to worry about. When you measure discharge rate or when you measure rate of creation of differential, you have to consider all the unselected cells in the column which would be leaking. And therefore, bitline leakage has an immediate consequence not only on power consumption, but also on delay, and should be minimized. Okay, so all of you are clear about what these various figures of merit are, and which is the most important figure of merit?
area.
Area.
Area. See, it is such an important figure of merit that when you will join industry or see anywhere, you will see that the bit cell is named on its area. It is not named on its SNM, it is not named on its current, it's not named on anything else. The most important figure of merit is area. We call it as 115 this is 115 cell, which means the area is 0.115 micron square or things like that. So area is the most important figure of merit for an SRAM cell, and that is the reason why I always insist that for SRAMs, while in VLSI area is gold, in SRAMs area is diamond. It is still more costly. Okay. So
So
then after that,
I
yes.
have few. I'm sorry, like I'm interrupting. I have few doubts from the previous class. Can I ask quickly?
Yeah, we are reviewing the previous class only now.
Okay.
So then we looked at different sizing constraints on different devices. So we said that PG has to be smaller than pull down. Am I right? Because we wanted a good SNM. But when we have a small pass gate, the write operation becomes difficult because the current that can flow through the pass gate is less. A large pass gate means bitline leakage is high, so the discharge rate may actually degrade. This we also discussed in yesterday's office hours. And then we said that stability is something which is the functional parameter. If there is no stability in a cell during reading, then during read, the cell may get corrupted. So stability overpowers any other constraint, and PG has definitely to be maintained weaker than pull down. This part is clear?
Sir, in the fifth point, sir, what do you mean by slower access?
So what does excess speed depend on, according to you?
Sir, it would depend on the higher discharge rate or the rate of flow of current that is
So
missed.
what is discharge rate? What is discharge rate?
So it's actually the current.
No, discharge rate is not the current. तो उसको तो cell current कहते हैं. You are saying discharge rate.
Yes, sir.
So what would be discharge rate? What are you discharging?
So we are discharging the bit line means.
Okay, you're discharging one of the bit lines. And when you're discharging one of the bit lines, you're discharging it through some current. The current cannot be discharge rate. Current ensures some
Sir,
discharge
it
happens.
depends
But
on
what is the
bitline
discharge rate?
leakage. That means differential creation.
So discharge rate is not exactly differential creation also, though excess time is dependent on differential and not just discharge rate. So discharge rate would be the rate at which my bit line would discharge. Is it not? So it is dependent on current, but it is not the current. If it was cell current, I would have called it cell current itself, is it not? So what all
Yes.
is discharge rate is dependent on? It is dependent on current. More the current, faster the discharge. But it is inversely proportional to capacitance. More the capacitance, slower the rate of discharge for the same current. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
So, millivolts per nanosecond is proportional to or dependent on current upon capacitance. Do you realize that the units are matched? Are you able to see that?
Yes, sir.
On one side, if I take C on the top, CV is proportional to IT. That is what I'm saying. This is also charge, this is also charge. So that is what is being talked about in point 5 over here, that when you make the large PG, current would increase, but bitline load would also increase. So this would also increase. It can essentially lead to a degraded. So if this increases by, let's say, 5% for a 10% increase in capacitance, the discharge rate has degraded.
So bitline load would increase, but on bitline we have just fixed the voltage. That is the we have put a 1 on that bitline. So sir, it is fixed by, then it would increase.
That is what I'm saying now. V by T, this is discharge rate.
Yes, sir.
This is proportional to the rate of the current and capacitance upon capacitance. Now
Yes.
you size the pass gate up so that current increased by 5%. So it became 1.05. But the capacitance increased by 10%. It became 1.1. So effectively, discharge rate became 0.954 something instead of 1. It was initially 1, it reduced to 0.954.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Are you able to see this?
Yes, actually the capacitance because we have just increased the pass gate, so the capacitance has increased actually with the current also. That is.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
So I mean, just to quickly add one point, I mean, it might not be like, quite evident is in a single case, like in a single cell case,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean,
It
when
will
you would
not-
have, yeah,
Yes, when you have a huge array,
yes,
that is when this starts to appear.
okay,
Okay. And moreover, it may not happen for every cell sizing also. If you are at a stage where 5% increase in capacitance leads to a 8% increase in current, then this is fine. You are still improving discharge rate. But there will come a point when increase in capacitance is more than the increase in current. So you really cannot keep a very large PG. You will want to keep a small PG only. Is that okay?
yes, sir.
So how about PD?
Sir,
You want pull down to be large? Yes.
for the SNM, the same reason follows that if the PD would be large, then the bump would be small and we can accept more noise at that node.
Yes.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay. So what to do about the pull down? The pull down has to be large. But then we also say it should not be very, very large. Why should it not be very, very large? We gave 2 reasons in the last class.
So first is area,
Yes, sir.
and
Right
the other
operation
is
would be
it will
affected.
corrupt the
Because also
memory content. Sir, one was
दोबारा से बोलो
area,
अनुज.
that area increases too much, and the other was the memory will get corrupted, or it will lead to errors. Memory content will get corrupted.
Yeah, but we
Sir,
wanted the
actually,
PD to be large, na?
Actually, the threshold of the inverter would
threshold
be
of- yeah.
decreased, and then we cannot like accept like any positive voltage can change the flip the content of the cell.
Yes. See, the biggest reason why we will not want to keep very large pull down is because of large area, because area is diamond. Okay. Then what happens is, as we discussed in the last class, that the other side, if the pull down is very, very large, let us say it is very, very large, the pull up we know is very weak. So for this inverter, the trip point would be very close to ground. So even if you have a very small bump on the other side, you may actually trip the voltage, and therefore you will end up corrupting the contents. So when we have very large PD, even a small noise can be interpreted as a 1 by this inverter, and it will flip. Is this clear?
Sir, according to this reasoning, sir, in the assignment, if we say that PD should be large, so if we comment on that that it should be slow or fast, so we cannot be absolute with our statement, na sir?
Yeah. See, the intent of bringing you this point is that excess of anything is bad. You want large PD, but that doesn't mean that you will just go on increasing the size of PD without any other concern. A very strong PD device can actually lead to degradation in SNM instead of improving it further. That is the only reason why I wanted to bring this, that there are limits. That there are limits to making anything small, and large. Because as you do that, some other parameter starts to degrade. That is the only intent. Okay. But finally, what we are saying is that PD is the strongest device in the memory cell, but it is still small.
So,
Yes.
so I mean you draw those VT characteristics. तो मेरे को उसमें ये था कि trip point उसमें I mean like it would be like I'm just confirming for my understanding उसमें the PD will pull down to always 0, right? So the other side's trip point will always kind of want the Q bar जो Q bar जो भी है to raise to 1, right? So basically the trip point will be closer to VDD because I mean as soon as the pull up basically becomes close to 0, the gate voltage, it will take the value at the internal load to 1. That's the thing,
See,
right?
the thing is, yeah. Let us look at that again.
Yes.
So let us.
Yes.
It is coming from here, is it not?
Hmm.
So you had a bit line here, which was pre-charged to VDD. There was a 0 stored here. It went to, let us say, Vx. Now this Vx will appear on the gate of this inverter.
Yes.
This pass gate has no role to play as of now. Now this Vx, even though this Vx is very small, the sizing is so skewed that this inverter will sense this Vx as transition to 1. It will discharge this side also. Now both the sides are now storing almost 0. Now when your word line goes away, what happens? When your word line goes away, you do not even know which side will go to 1. So contents are corrupted.
So Vx is close to 0, right? I mean.
Yes, but the trip point of this inverter is also very close to 0 because pull down is very, very large.
अच्छा दोनों pull down को large किया है ना. अच्छा.
Sir, can we comment it like that? Increasing the size of pull down, we are making 0 more stable in the inverter. So both inverters would try to be in the 0 state.
Yeah, but they cannot both be in zero state. If both are at zero, then what happens is that there is going to be a lot of so that would be called metastability. It would
Yes.
not be. It is not really possible. Okay,
Yes, sir.
because this is finally a latch. As soon as the word line would go, it would latch 0, 1 or something. Okay, and then PU sizing is simple. We wanted PU to be large
Sir?
because yes.
Sir, if the voltage Vk is less than threshold voltage of that PD, then stability will be there, right, sir? Like
We're not
it can't
talking about
turn.
threshold voltage of PD. You're talking about trip point of the other inverter. They're two different things. It may definitely be less than threshold voltage of the pull down device, Guruveer. What we are talking about is the trip point of the inverter, which is very close to zero. Because the pull down is much, much bigger than the pull up.
Sir, but this trip point will always be greater than threshold voltage, no?
No, why?
I mean, to become a trip point, the NMOS has
okay,
to
let
allow
me
current, right?
ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Guruveer. I want to operate an inverter at 0.4 volts. The threshold voltage of devices is 0.5. Will there be no trip point? Will the inverter fail to function?
No, sir. I think the output will become 1.
I'm asking you a different question now. You asked me that trip point has to be larger than threshold voltage. I'm asking
Yes,
you,
sir.
if I'm operating in sub-threshold region of operation, what happens to the trip point? It is obviously lower than threshold voltage, no?
Okay, sir.
Are you getting it? So there is no such constraint that trip point has to be larger than threshold voltage. Trip point is dependent on the sizing ratio between the NMOS and the PMOS.
Okay.
Is this clear?
Trip point means when the will turn from 0 to 0.
Trip point means the voltage when an input will be inverted at the output.
Sir, for
When
this,
a 0 at the input will lead to 1 at the output. That is the trip point. Or 1 at the input will lead to 0 at the output. That is a trip point.
yes, sir. For this, there must be a current through NMOS, right, sir? If it was tripping from 1 to 0, then there must be a. So
Let us say this is the characteristics of the inverter. This is one characteristic. There could be an inverter with this kind of a characteristic also. Do you see this?
Yes, sir.
So if that is the case, the trip point over here is this, the trip point, like the trip voltage over here is this, the trip voltage over there is this. How do you manage to move the trip point like this? By changing the ratio of the NMOS and the PMOS. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
So it has nothing to do with threshold voltage. It has just to do with the current ratio of the NMOS and the PMOS.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So what about the pull-up sizing? You want the pull-ups to be
Small.
small. In fact, as small as possible. Pull-up device is sized, the smallest device that you could probably think of in a technology would be the pull-up. If in a 65 nanometer technology, you're allowed to keep a minimum active width of 130 nanometers, 135 nanometers, you will see that for the pull-up, they will want to go to 120 only. They would not want to keep 130, 135. And they would also want to increase the length to reduce leakage. So pull-up is designed to be the weakest device that you can think of. What is the consequence of a weak pull-up? which figure of merit starts to get impacted?
Right time.
Right time. Writability would improve, but right time goes for a toss, because right time involves writing a 1 through the pull-up, and pull-up you have made very weak. Are you
Sir?
able to see this?
Yes.
Yes.
So I had a follow-up question that I was asking earlier also. So
Mhm.
I mean, doesn't it seem to suggest that one pull-up should be slightly weaker or other pull-up could be slightly stronger? I mean, is it a
That is what you
constraint from?
want.
No,
That
I
is
mean
what you
like.
want, but then you want to write a 0 on the other side also and a different cycle. What will you do then?
अच्छा उसमें साइकिल चेंज हो जाएगी हाँ एवरी ऑल्टरनेट साइकिल वन एक साइड 0 एक बार लिखा जाएगा दूसरी साइड दूसरी बार 0 लिखा जाएगा
Yeah, तब क्या करोगे? You want the cell to be symmetric. So are you doing this creativity wala course, Swapna?
No, sir.
We were going to discuss exactly the same problem in the next to next class or next class.
सर ऑलरेडी इतने कोर्सेज हैं एक और कोर्स नहीं ले सकता था
Yeah, but so we filed a patent where we said that we would electrically modulate the supply levels VDDT and VDDF. That was why I said that you should keep VDDT and VDDF separately. Where if you modulate them independently and you make that modulation dependent on data, you can still achieve what you are asking for. Make one pull-up weak and other pull-up strong when needed. Though when not needed, both are equal, both are symmetric.
Okay.
Is that okay? So that would be a read assist or a write assist scheme. Okay. So let us have a quick second look on cell stability, because this is important. How many of you heard about the butterfly curve? Butterfly curve. How many of you heard about it? You can put a +1 in the chat window. Okay, so how many of you have not heard about it? Put a -1 there. It seems everyone has heard. Okay, someone who has said -1. So let us see what a butterfly curve is. If I say that there are these two inverters and this thing is open, I will put the nodes as in1, in2, and out2. Is this fine? So what happens? I have the first inverter's transfer characteristics like this, and the second inverter's transfer characteristics like this. Is this clear? Are you with me? इसमें तो अभी कुछ भी no brainer ही है. I have just made transfer characteristics of two inverters, which I have been making for so long in the previous slides also. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So now what I do is I close the switch and I open this. So N1 is no longer connected. Now what happens? Now both my curves are between N2 and out2. Are you able to see this? I've not changed anything. I've just, instead of N1 over here, I've changed out2 there. Now both the curves are between N1 and N2 and out2. So I can actually bring them together and overlap them. Can I? So when I do that, what I get is a butterfly curve like this. Okay. Now, when we get this butterfly curve, let us say I will represent out with a blue dot and in out2 with a blue dot and into with a green dot. Can I do that?
Yes, sir.
This is just a graphical representation of this. What I also intend to do is, just for the sake of clarity, what is a latch? A latch is a series of inverters continuing. It's an infinite loop in which any voltage would move, is it not? I give some noise over here, it will move through this loop infinitely. That is what a latch is. Whatever noise I give, it has the potential to keep on moving around in that loop because it is a loop now. So instead of presenting it as a latch, I draw it as a series of inverters. Okay, so it is a long series of a chain of inverters where N1, like now, because I'm kind of showing it as a chain of inverters, there is no out2 visible now. It's only N1, N2, N3, N4, N5, N6. So whichever place I was putting a 0, because the noise is coming, those zeros will start to go up. And whichever place I was storing a 1, because the noise is coming, all those ones will be pushed down. Are you able to see that these two are the same thing in terms of noise injection? Any questions about that? Because if this is clear, then we'll be able to move faster. Otherwise, I will move fast and you will get confused.
So what does it mean? Ones are pulled up and ones are pulled down and zeros are pulled up.
So I want to inject noise in this latch so that I can disturb it. To disturb a latch, what do I need to do? The one, I have to put a positive noise. On 1, I have to put a negative noise. 0, I will put a positive noise so that it starts to go towards 1. On 1, I will put a negative noise so that it starts to go towards 0. That is the way I will want to disturb, na?
Yes, sir.
So I'm trying to disturb this latch. That essentially means that I'm trying to disturb this long chain of inverters. And I'm putting that noise everywhere.
Yes, sir.
So now what happens? Now let us look at this butterfly curve again. Now on one side, instead of writing out 2, I have written N1, N3, N5. On the other side, I have N2, N4, N6. All the evens are on one side, all the odds are on the other side. So now what I said was, I injected a noise on N1. When I injected a noise on N1, what happened? The circuit moved to this particular location, and for the other side, when the noise was injected, this is how my curve would look. I inject another, so as I go to N3, another time noise is injected, so that is where the curve would go. As I go to N4, noise will be injected again. The curve would go like this. And what happens is, essentially what I'm saying is that when I inject a noise of this magnitude, this particular magnitude, jitna bhi main aage jata jaun, as many inverters I put, they will just move between these 2 points. Are you able to see this? The noise is so small that they will move between these 2 points only. Now let me increase the magnitude of noise a bit. Let me say there is more noise. Now what happens? On the first noise, it went here. At the second noise, it went there. Now when I apply noise again, it would go there. And when I apply noise again, what happens? Soon enough, the latch moves to the other lobe. What has happened? I was storing a 0, but now it has actually become 1, or vice versa. Are you able to see this? So this noise has corrupted the contents. So this magnitude of noise is not acceptable. In the earlier example, we saw that there was a very small noise. So it was staying within this lobe, in this region only. Now, as soon as I increase the noise, within a few inverter stages, it moved to the other side. It means there must be some noise in between them where I will be just at the boundary. I will not be able to go to that side, but even if I increase 1 millivolt above that, I will rush to that side. So what is that noise? Let us look at that also. Let us assume this is that noise. So the thing would start to go a little on that side, and then there would come a point where this becomes stable. Ab agar isse halka sa bhi zyada hoga, so then it will start to move on the other lobe. And what this is the largest square that you can fit into this lobe. And this largest square, therefore, represents the static noise margin or the stability of the SRAM cell. You will read at many places that, or when you join, if you join any place as a memory designer, people will say that the largest square that you can fit into the butterfly curve is the static noise margin. And this is the reason why they say it like that. Is that clear? Hello?
सर वो समझ नहीं आया सर कि स्मॉल नॉइस वाला कैसे आगे नहीं जा रहा है, सर मतलब स्टेबल कैसे हो जा रहा है सर?
Let us see. इसी में देखते हैं. Let us say नॉइज कमी थी, ठीक है? तो पहली बार में पॉइंट यहाँ आया, फिर नॉइज ऐड हुई, उतनी ही नॉइज ऐड करी, वो यहाँ आया. अब दिस इज ऑलमोस्ट जीरो, सेम लेवल, यू नो, सेम लेवल ही है ऑलमोस्ट. फिर आपने नॉइज ऐड करी, वो यहाँ आया, इससे थोड़ा सा और आगे गया. फिर आपने नॉइज ऐड करी, यहाँ आया, थोड़ा सा और आगे गया. बट फाइनली वो ऐसे पॉइंट पे आ गया कि अब और आगे जा ही नहीं सकता. आप खुद करके देखो, अगर आपने उतनी ही नॉइज ऐड करनी है तो आप एक पॉइंट पे फंस जाओगे कि उससे आगे आप जा ही नहीं सकते. एंड दिस विल हैपन टिल द टाइम you are at the side of this square, the largest square that you can fit into this lobe. इससे बड़ा स्क्वायर आप इस लोब में फिट नहीं कर सकते, तो आप कहोगे कि दिस मच ऑफ नॉइज इज नाउ डेंजरस, इट विल गो इनटू द अदर साइड. लैच का फंक्शन ही ये है ना, इसमें कंफ्यूजन की क्या बात है? यू वांटेड लैच टू बी लाइक दैट ना, कि हल्की फुल्की नॉइज आए तो वो रिजेक्ट ही कर दे उस नॉइज को, तो वही वो करता है. बट एक पॉइंट तक कर पाता है. बियॉन्ड दैट पॉइंट इट takes the latch into the other lobe, which is when we say it has flipped. Okay.
सर,
Anything else?
जो हमने अभी मैक्सिमम एरिया वाला स्क्वायर बनाया था इस लोब में फिट करने के लिए, तो सर उसकी जो दो साइड्स हैं ये मेरी नॉइज की वैल्यू के ऊपर डिपेंड कर रही होंगी ना?
There, that is the noise. मैंने वही तो कहा, we injecting this noise on each side, on 0 and 1 both.
So सर एक मतलब मिनिमम नॉइज की वैल्यू से हमने एक साइड बनाई, बट सर मैक्सिमम वाली नॉइज के मैग्नीट्यूड से सेकंड वाला साइड कैसे बन गया?
नहीं, स्क्वायर का मतलब दोनों साइड आर सेम ना.
Yes sir.
So all the sides are same. The largest square means the noise on both 0 and 1 side is the maximum that it can accept. Beyond this, it will not accept any more noise, it will flip. See, a square means both the nodes 0 and 1 will get some noise which will disturb them, and we are putting equal noise on both.
सर आपने दो मैग्नीट्यूड्स लेके एक्सप्लेन किया था ना सर. एक बार आपने मिनिमम मैग्नीट्यूड लिया था, तब वो पॉइंट आगे
That was a very small square. That is not my noise margin. That
Yes.
is a very small noise which is anyway safe.
Yes sir.
Noise margin is the largest square I can put there.
Okay, so basically नॉइज का वो मैग्नीट्यूड जो हम स्क्वायर बना रहे हैं तो वो सेकंड लोब में नहीं जा पा रहा है, सो वी विल कंसीडर दैट एंड देन वी विल डिसाइड द स्क्वायर. ओके सर.
Yes, the largest square that you can fit it into this lobe defines the noise margin. Now what happens if the lobes are not symmetrical? मैंने तो भी यहाँ पे symmetrical बनाई, but you will see memory cells where this is the lobes. Now what would happen in such cases? I can make a very big square here, but a much smaller square here.
सर मिनिमम वाला लेंगे.
Yes, this is the noise margin. Okay. Why would this kind of a lobe happen?
If your PMOS or NMOS is larger, like quite larger than the other, so that
Actually, due to mismatch.
is man.
Actually, due to mismatch. Due to mismatch, what happens is this lobe will go on this side, this would go on that side also, and the other lobe would. See, अभी तो हमने दोनों इन्वर्टर्स को exactly same माना ना. हमने ये ट्रांजिशन और ये ट्रांजिशन को exactly same मान लिया because the inverters are symmetrical. But when mismatch happens, this inverter will go like this, and this one will go like this.
Yes.
It can happen, na? So the lobes will start to become asymmetric when there is mismatch. Okay. Now, another way to look at this is that when I, in this case, insert noise, what am I doing? I am actually saying that when no other voltage is applied, then my curve is already here. You know, instead of here, the curve has shifted such that at zero other voltage, zero voltage at N1, there is this some noise that has already existed. So this curve has shifted this way. On the same way, on the other side, this curve has moved like this. So instead of two stable points, which we had earlier, there is only 1 point now. So I've reached metastability. So this is only 1 point. I've reached metastability, and beyond this, I cannot accept any further. So the maximum I can go on this side and on the upside when the intersection closes is also the largest square I can put in that lobe. So this is another way to look at it. Okay. So now when we say that this is, yes.
So I was not really clear with this in DVD also. I mean, how did that curve exactly moves left and the upward side? What did we do?
So don't worry. This is just another way to show it. For someone, the first one is more clear. For someone, the second one is more clear. If the concept is clear, the largest square is clear, that is good enough for me. Okay.
So basically it could be looked at this way कि मतलब उसमें margin इतना ही खराब है कि आपको कोई इसमें square मिलेगा ही नहीं और उसमें standard noise margin है ही नहीं कोई.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So coming to the bump estimation, this is also your assignment there. So let me go to so what I am trying to do now is I am trying to quickly show you how to do your assignment in a way. Okay. So which one should I show you? 1 minute ago. Let's open this. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
So now when I want to estimate the Vx, the bump that can come here. Oh, this will not work. I'm so sorry. We have, are you able to recognize that this is the pass gate on which word line is going? This is the pull down M2, bit line and array. Is this structure clear? Sabse pehle?
Yes.
Now what we are saying is that the pass gate M1 is in saturation. If the pass gate is in saturation, what is the current it will sink? Mu 1 by 2 mu n Cox W by L M1 into VWL minus Vx minus VTH1. So I'm already saying that the threshold voltage of M1 is different from the threshold voltage of M2. So I'm putting VTH1 over here. Now I also know that this Vx is going to be small enough. It is not going to be very large because I want to size such that stability of the cell is ensured. So this M2 is going to be in linear region only. So IDS M2 will follow the linear equation. And I know that whatever current is coming from M1 is being synced into M2. So IDS M1 is equal to IDS M2. If I just put that as an equation, and I say that CR, cell ratio, is W by L of M2 divided by W by L of M1, then I get an equation which says that VWL minus Vx minus VTH1 the whole square by 2 is equal to cell ratio into this entire term. यहाँ तक clear है? I'm assuming that if some of you have seen the 12th chapter in Rabi for your assignment, you would easily get this. Now what we do is we simply go ahead and simplify this equation, this equality, and we see that all that we have now is a quadratic equation. We have a quadratic equation which is in the form of Vx square is into 1 plus CR blah blah blah. So for a quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c, your x is Vx now, a is 1 plus CR, b is minus 2 into VWL minus VTH1 plus CR into VRA minus VTH2, and c is the third term, the constant term which has no Vx in it. Is this clear till here? Hello? I'm just saying these are ABC for this quadratic equation.
Yes, sir.
So now the solution of the quadratic equation is, we find the determinant b square minus 4ac, and then the solution to this quadratic equation is minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac by 2a. Okay. Now when you do this, you realize that minus b plus b square minus 4ac by 2a will not work, because that means the cell has flipped. So you only talk about minus 1, because you want the cell to be stable. You want the cell ratio such that the cell is stable, is it not? So the plus equation will not work. And this is how you arrive at the solution of Vx. Is this okay? This is something what you have to do in your assignment.
Yes, sir.
I want you to derive this equation yourself also in the assignment there. Is that okay?
सर पुल डाउन के गेट पे सर आपने क्या वोल्टेज दिया है सर इसमें?
पुल डाउन के गेट पे मैंने अभी देखो यहाँ पे तो वी एरे ही माना है,
VDD minus VTH ना?
पुल डाउन के गेट पे तो वी एरे आएगा ना, जो दूसरी तरफ का इन्वर्टर था,
दूसरी तरफ का सप्लाई
इन्वर्टर था वो एरे देगा। या तो मैंने यहाँ पे वी एरे माना, आपको VDD-T और VDD-F मानना है।
हमारे में डिफरेंट होगा ना सर?
Yes, this is just to show you how it has to be done. I am not giving you the solution, exact solution to your problem. I'm just telling you how this will be to be solved. Is that okay?
Yes.
So now, why did I solve this in the class? Because I want to take you to the other thing. I want to take you to what this means, the other part of the analysis that you have to do, and what this means for noise immunity. So let us look at the impact of cell ratio. Let us assume VT of all devices to be 300 millivolts as of now. Okay. We say that V array is equal to V word line is equal to V bit line, 1 volt. VD sat, let us assume to be 150 millivolts. Then when I put cell ratio as 1.5 in that equation, I would get a V bump of 82 millivolts. However, when I change the cell ratio to 1, the bump increases to 119. So what happens? Now that the bump has increased, what has degraded?
Stability.
The noise that I can now inject has reduced. When I'm reading, I'm already injecting this much of bump, so the noise margin I have is lesser. If I keep a cell ratio of 3, the bump would actually reduce. So my noise immunity has improved in those terms. More noise can be injected. But also realize the fact that it is a law of diminishing returns. From 1 to 1.5, only a little bit of increase in the PD size, I could reduce by 33%. But I doubled the PD size further, and I could reduce only by another, 40 millivolts only, not even 40 millivolts, 39 millivolts. So it's a law of diminishing returns. 50% बढ़ाने पे 33% गेन करा, डबल करने पे हाफ भी नहीं पहुंच पाए. So there is an optimal size of or optimal cell ratio that you would want to keep. Typically, you would want to keep cell ratio around 1.5, 1.25, but definitely not more than 1.6, 1.7. Cell ratio should be between 1.5 to 1.6. You would also see that, in fact, we will just see in either the next lecture or the lecture afterwards, that people also go with cell ratio of 1 because that gives us some other benefit, which we'll look at later. Okay, but cell ratio, we don't want to keep it very large because that is a direct hit on area. And the stability doesn't really improve in the same order. Okay, now let us see the impact of mismatch. थोड़ी देर पहले हमने mismatch की बात करी थी. So what we say over here is that VTH of all devices was 300 millivolts, but when VTH of pass gate is towards fast side, 3 sigma fast, where I say sigma is 300 millivolts. So 3 sigma fast means instead of 300 millivolts of VT, the VT of the pass gate is 210 millivolts. When I make the VT of the pass gate as 210, the bump increases to 95. When I make the pull down also slower, that is VT of pull down, I take to 390. Then the bump increases to 109 millivolts. This clearly is a still worse case than this one. Now, if I say that, 3 sigma, so I am actually just covering around 4.5 sigma in the total spread. I need to qualify 6 sigma. So I want to go to 4.5 sigma on each side. If I go to 4.5 sigma PG fast and 4.5 sigma PD slow, the bump goes to 126 millivolts. So all the gains of cell ratio have been kind of eroded. With cell ratio of 1, I had a bump of 119. With mismatch, I end up with a bump of 126. So mismatch has a very, very significant role to play in SRAMs. Are you able to see this?
Sir, I was not able to understand your point. Like the sigma, like when you were mentioning the sigma term, like sigma qualify karna, what does that mean? I mean 6 sigma and the 4 sigma.
Okay, so you've done courses on probability and statistics, haven't you?
Acha, okay, that's where, okay, standard deviation keh rahe ho kya aap?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it is a Gaussian distribution, then in a Gaussian distribution, in the plus minus 1 sigma, we have around 68% of samples.
Yes.
In a plus minus 2 sigma, we have around 95% of samples. Plus minus 3 sigma, we have 99.7% of samples. And so you go on.
Yes.
Now, if you have an array of 1 megabit, how many cells do you have?
1024.
1 megabit.
Sorry.
Around 1 million.
Sorry, yes.
More than 1 million. So if you're only qualifying 3 sigma, then only 99.7% of cells are passing. So in 1 million, how many cells would fail?
Around 30,000.
30,000 cells would fail.
30,000, yes.
Not acceptable, no?
Yes.
You want each and every one of those 1 million cells to pass. Only 1 in 100 dice should fail. So out of 100 million, only 1 should fail. And you will realize that for a Gaussian sigma, you will need to qualify 5.2 sigma. So you can do these calculations separately, but in memories, you will definitely need something like 6 sigma to qualify. That was what I was talking about.
So here samples is basically the 300 millivolt ka division. All
I'm sorry.
here samples basically the samples basically which we were talking about in the curve. Here that samples is the VTH ka range from 0 to 300.
Yes, this is okay.
Yes.
So this is the distribution of VT.
VT. Yes.
Okay. Now, what is the impact of supply voltage? I had kept VRA. You will keep VTT and VDDS. What is the impact of supply voltage? So if I assume this worst case, then when everything is at 1 volt, V bump is 126. When everything is at 1.1 volts, V bump reduces a bit. When everything is at 0.7 volts, you will see V bump increases significantly. Why? Why did this happen? मैंने तो supply voltage कम करा. Why did the V bump go up? Why did the V bump go up? Hello? So you have to explain this in your assignment, isn't it?
So at lower VDD values, the overall VTH decreases. Going along with the lower voltage value and the higher temperature. So basically, the static noise margin will degrade because now the what do you say? The VTH, the threshold basically degrades in a way. So that's how the higher value of bump will be. That cell would be slow to operate in a way. Maybe basically the pass gate. So
what is happening is, so what is happening is at 0.7 volts, we said that the VT of PD is 4.5 sigma slope. How much is the VT here? Something like 415 millivolts. At 0.7 volts, the gate overdrive that you have is less than 300 millivolts now. So your pull down becomes very resistive. And therefore the bump value increases. Okay. Now what is the impact of word line level? In the same example, let us put it like this. At 0.7 volts, when I reduce the word line level, what am I doing? I am increasing the resistivity of the pass gate. The bump at once comes down. As I do it more, the bump comes down further. So what am I saying? That when I'm operating at low voltages, it may make sense. So one way to recover from 162 was I increase the cell ratio. If I increase the cell ratio, you will see this will go down to 150 millivolts. This will go down to 140 millivolts. What is the loss when I increase the cell ratio?
Area.
I am losing area as soon as I increase the cell ratio. So I don't want to increase area. What instead I did? I said, okay, let me make the pass gate also resistive artificially. And as soon as I did that, my bump came under control. Okay. So word line lowering, word line underdrive as it is called, is a WLUD, is a read assist scheme. What is the penalty of word line underdrive?
Cell current, read access.
Immediately cell current degrades because pull down pass gate you made resistive. So your access time degrades big time. So you will not want to do word line underdrive at all voltages. You will only want to do it when your cell becomes risky. Okay. Let us look at what other read assist scheme could exist. Let us say VSS. When VSS is 0, bump is 162. If I take VSS to a negative level, bump reduces. Further negative level, bump actually goes negative. So VSS lowering could also be an interesting way to make the cell stable. But VSS is a huge capacitance, is it not? But it has no negative impact on read current. In fact, it helps read current. Are you able to see this?
Yes.
So what if we use a different VT of the devices? When we had a VT of devices at 300 millivolts, this was the bump we had. Yes.
So the impact of VSS could be understood through the body bias effect. I mean, why is it at lower voltages the bump is lower? I mean, at negative VSS.
You've increased the VDS, na? You've increased basically VSS को lower करना is in a way raising the VDD.
Drive current बढ़ा
It is a dummy of that. You've increased the rail to rail voltage. Okay. So lowering VSS is like raising VDD. वो फिर आप VDD को इतना lower ही ना करते ना, VSS को अगर lower लेके जाना है तो. Now, what if I use a high VT device to reduce leakage? At once a penalty on. So मैंने VT बढ़ाया, bump increase from 162 to 184. It means I will need more assist schemes when I use high VT devices. But because I've increased VT by 50 millivolts, my leakage would go down very, very significantly. Okay. So what we are looking at over here is different read assist schemes. Similarly, you can look at the impact of V-bit line. What happens when you reduce the V-bit line? Okay, आपको इसलिए मैंने V-bit line को अलग वो कहा है. ठीक है. Now we look at the other part of your assignment, which is right estimation. So let me show you that PDF file again. Let us go a little down. So for right operation, these four transistors have a role to play. M1 and M2, we say हमने M1 M2 को already handle कर लिया. We already know what is the Vx over here. Can we say this? When the word line goes high, this is the read. The other side is in the read mode. We've already understood what Vx is. Can we assume this? Hello? Friends, don't put in chat, just unmute and speak. Because when you say chat, I have to go back to the Google Meet window and see it. Okay? So what we do now is, let us look at only M3 and M4. Now, what we are saying is that the current that comes out of M3 should be more than current that M4 will sink. Vint will be the voltage, or the stable voltage at Vint will be when both the currents are equal. You want this Vint to be low enough? You want this to be as close to 0? Because you are writing a 0 from the other side. Am I right? Hello? You want Vint to be as close to 0 because you're writing you are in the right operation and you're writing 0 from the other side.
Yes, sir.
So if Vint is almost 0, M3 is going to be in linear region, and M4 is going to be in saturation region, because you want Vx also to be low for the read stability part. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So now I use the same, the corresponding equations, and now I define a ratio which is called as pull-up ratio, PR, which is the ratio of pull-up by pass gate. And I solve in exactly the same manner, where I say, okay, 2A is this, B is this, 2C is this, and so on. And I get a value of Vint. Is that okay? So now, if we look at how this would mean, or what this would mean for the memory cell, then let us go at the presentation again. So what is the impact of pull-up ratio? Let us look at that first. A pull-up ratio of 0.5 means Vint is 30 millivolts. Very good Vint. I have almost written a 0 there. A pull-up ratio of 2 means Vint is 128 millivolts. I'm not really able to write a 0 well. 0.25 means still better. So I want pull-up to be weak. This point is re-established over here. Is this okay? Any questions? Okay. Now, just like in the previous case, we have, let us study what is the impact of mismatch on this. So we say VT of all devices is 300 millivolts. Vint was 30. I made pull up 3 sigma fast and pass gate 3 sigma slow. Vint rose to 40. 4.5, it went further up to 47. So mismatch has its impact on Vint also over here. Okay. Now, what is the impact of supply voltage? Let us say pull-up ratio is 0.5, cell ratio is 1.5 as earlier, and I now reduce the supply voltage. When I reduce the supply voltage, again you see that Vint has gone up. So writability also degrades. So not only stability degrades, writability also degrades. See, अभी तक जो हमने बात करी थी, we had said that when writability improves, stability would degrade. When stability improves, writability would degrade. But at low voltages, both degrade. Are you able to see this? At low voltages, both have degraded. So now what do? You need to apply some assist scheme here also, or you need to change the sizing. So let us apply an assist scheme of array lowering, VRA lowering. So we say that when everything was at 0.7, Vint was 63. Now let us say we maintain bitline and wordline at 0.7, but only reduce array to 0.6. You will see Vint would go down. I take it further lower, Vint would actually go to full 17 millivolts. Why is this happening? Why is this happening?
PMOS is becoming weaker. I mean, it's not able to because वो उस पे 1 नहीं लिख पा रहा, and pull down is actually now pulling it down to 0 better.
Basically, for that particular PMOS, you've reduced the VDS. Instead of maintaining it in saturation, you have brought it into the linear region. Its current has reduced. And therefore, you improve the writability. What is the penalty of array lowering, VRA lowering?
Right time?
Right time, immediately, because you made the pull-up weak, still weak. Now, what happens when you change the word line level? So let us say now for read, you reduce the word line. For write, you would want to increase the word line because you want to make the pass gate current more. So you increase the V word line to 0.8. Vint reduces. You raise it still further. Vint further reduces. Why? Because when you were lowering word line, you were improving stability. Now you are actually injecting more noise. The noise is helping you further. Vx is also coming there. इधर से pass gate का current improve हो जा रहा है. So you see a significant benefit of word line overdrive. What is the disadvantage of word line overdrive then?
Leakage?
You just do it when you want to activate, no? So you are actually turning the transistors on. So there is no leakage over here. So What is the disadvantage of this?
Power maybe.
Power, थोड़ी सी, yes.
Okay.
You remember we talked about mux? What is a mux? Mux means that in every word line, there will be more than one word. याद है आपको? So if it is mux 2, then this is word 0, word 1, word 0, word 1, word 0, word 1, and so on. है ना? So let us say these are how many bits? Bit 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let us say this is a 7-bit instance, 8-bit instance. So 16 columns hai, and there are 2 words in it. You give an overdrive to word line. Instead of taking it only here, you give it an overdrive. And you were writing on word 0. What happens to word 1? Word 1 shares the same word line. What happens to it when you do word line overdrive?
Sir, its data can leak.
It becomes unstable.
Unst-
Word 1 is in read mode. For it, both the bit lines are held at VDD, is it not?
Yes, sir.
So it is in read mode. In read mode, you wanted to lower the word line to ensure that at 0.7 it works fine. Now you have raised it. So word 1 will definitely get corrupted. So this is called as half select issue. So word 1 is the half select cell. Word 1 is half select cell. Due to half select cells, you cannot really use word line overdrive as a standard write assist scheme, even though it improves writability. But due to half select issue, word line overdrive is not used as a common write stability write assist scheme. Okay, then what do we do? Let us see VSS. We looked at VSS earlier. Okay, if I raise VSS, वहां पे VSS को कम करने से फायदा था, तो यहाँ पे raise करने से होगा. If I raise VSS, I get some benefit. But is it worth it? I raised VSS by 50 millivolts. We went down only by 10 millivolts. मजा नहीं आया. Because VSS has lots of capacitance. So I need to do something else. Let us see what is the impact of VTH. Okay, this is worse. As I go to HVT, I need more write assist. So what write assist to apply? What will you do? What kind of write assist would you apply? You cannot apply word line overdrive. I said array को lower करोगे तो speed खराब होगी. What other voltage did I keep you to keep as a variable in your analysis? Hello?
Yes, sir.
What other voltage did I keep you to keep as variable in your analysis?
I mean, all the voltages, I mean, VSS, VWL, VBL, VDD.
या तो VSS का हमने देख लिया, कोई फायदा नहीं. VWL का भी देख लिया, कोई फायदा नहीं.
हाँ.
Then
Sir, VDD को कर सकते हैं.
see, we say that we want to reduce VRA. That improves writability, but it degrades write time. So you could think of a scheme where, because we have split VDDT and VDDF, the other side, the writability would improve. The first side, you increase the VDD so that stability or the write time improves. You can do that because you have split the VDD into 2 supplies. One you lower, the other you raise. So your write time is also not impacted, but the writability has improved. Or the most common write assist scheme that we use is, but this one is a patent, so you cannot really use it now, unless you are in ST. The most commonly used write assist scheme is called negative bit line. So what is done is, we know that writability is bad, so we want to increase the strength of pass gate. We cannot increase the word line, because if we increase the word line, half select issue comes. The only way to increase the strength of pass gate then comes is, you take bit line to a voltage lower than ground. You take it to a negative level. Its VGS increases, its VDS increases, it at once sinks more current, and you will be able to discharge V to a lower level. Okay, so negative bit line is the most commonly used write assist scheme there.
So,
Okay.
so wouldn't that mean that the write driver would have to be sized very large in a way as compared to the bit cell? Because the write driver then
However
would
large you size the write driver, however large it is, it cannot take it to a negative voltage, is it not? Because the other side is only ground.
So how is that done then? I mean, the bit
So
line.
you couple negative charge. We will see that. We make a kind of a small charge pump inside the memory. Okay.
So in this case, during the write, the variant impact which we are looking at, I mean, we looked at the sigma qualification, right? And we said that the VTH of PG and PD are the worst. But for the write case, shouldn't the PU VTH should also be considered? I mean, the PG and the PU basically to check the writability.
Sorry, ये PG PU ही होना है. Sorry, ये गलत रह गया यहाँ पे. This has to be PU.
अच्छा, I mean ये बम्प के लिए लिखा हुआ है यहाँ पर. So हम लोग मैं इंट के लिए क्या था, वेंट के लिए?
ये वेंट का ही तो है. अच्छा, ये बम्प है.
I mean,
नहीं, ये गलत. ये VNT चल रहा है यार.
Okay.
ये दोनों गलत हो गया. This is also VNT. This is also VNT. वो slides के अंदर edit करना भूल गया हूँगा मैं.
This is Pulap.
Thanks for pointing this out. Okay. So now we have 5 minutes. I can quickly take you through the layout of the SRAM cell. How many devices are these?
6.
6. So where are the pull-up devices? Where are the pull-up devices?
So within that yellow rectangle.
Yeah. So this is PU1, this is PU2. Which ones are the pass gates?
The smaller rectangles, I mean the extension of the rectangle, yes.
The pass gates. And therefore then this is the
Pull down.
pull down. This already represents that pull down is the strongest, pass gate is then weaker than that, and pull up is the weakest. Okay. Now for an SRAM cell, we need to make some connections. We need to make that latch. So where do you think bit lines would be? If this is the pass gate, where are the bit lines? Where would the bit lines need to be tapped? Where would I need to put the contact for bit lines?
At the blue boundary.
For ground? For VDD?
Yes.
Okay. And then you make the other connections. For word line, the contact would be here. So you start to put the contacts, VDD, ground, bit lines, word lines, internal node, and this one. So all of you know that contact has to be a square. As soon as you make it a rectangle, it gives you a DRC error. But you see, in a memory cell, you use a long contact. Why do you use a long contact? Why do you use a long contact in a memory cell?
To avoid that metal spacing DRC, sir. So that's
Yes. Because if I were to use two contacts, one contact here, one contact here, then there is a minimum spacing rule between contacts. I will need to put a metal one like this after ensuring that minimum spacing. So that is where by using a long contact, I can bring the two polys closer. Okay. And this long contact is allowed only inside the memory cell, nowhere else. It has huge manufacturability issues, and only for the memory cell kind of topology, they optimize such that memory yield is not bad. They do not guarantee such horizontal rectangular contacts anywhere else. This is one of the high density rules that only memory cells are allowed to use, no one else. Okay. Then you have these metals.
Sir?
Yes.
So what are these contacts used for? I mean, what are they connecting? I'm not able to understand.
You tell
I
me.
mean, you have the pull up and the pull
The
down.
gate of the pull up and the pull down. So gate of the other inverter is getting connected to the.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the internal node.
Yeah.
The other internal node.
Huh.
Okay. So that was metal 1. Now these metal 1s also need to be tapped. Why? Because word line needs to come, ground needs to come, all those power supplies need to be connected. So you put VRs over there. And then you put metal 2. These two are the bit lines. This is the VDD. These are the stubs for the word line, the stubs for the ground. Then you make VR2 and you make the word line and the ground connections. Okay. Now, what do you observe? That word line sees this ground on both sides. It shields it from noise from any other place, but it also increases its own capacitance. So what you do is you say that I will only make stubs of metal 2, metal 3, and I will use metal 4 and VR3 to connect these grounds. Okay. So what this does is this reduces word line capacitance very significantly. And this is how your array would look like. This is a 2x2 array. Okay. So I know I have been fast, but what else can I tell you about a layout? You have the layout to see, and you will have the recording where you can see the recording of the layout also. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So we'll close the class here, or will you want to give me 2 more minutes? Let's close the class here. Let's close the class here. We'll continue from here next class.
So we have a class tomorrow?
Yes, we have a class tomorrow. Tomorrow is the, so I've already put that in the class stream.
Yes.
Tomorrow we have a class from 4 to 5:30, the substitute class slot.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Sir, one question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in the Rabbi, sir, he is saying that I am taking 0.4 as the VTH voltage for all the transistors.
Okay.
So when he calculates the C based upon CR, he calculates delta V. So, sir, that comes out to be 0.4 for some values which are like greater. So when we are doing, sir, हमारे example में sir, जब हम 300 millivolt ले रहे थे VT को, तो सर CR इक्वल टू 1 के लिए वो वोल्टेज तो कम आ रहा था सर VTH से, तो हमें सर प्रॉब्लम
क्यों? VDD that he is using, Gagandeep. What is the supply level he is using?
He has not mentioned that, sir. Sir, I have just taken 1.2.
No. With 1.2, you will not get that higher voltage. As you reduce the supply level, you will see that the potential divider that you are forming cannot give you 0.4 there.
So actually, in my case, when I'm putting my equation in MATLAB, sir, at 1, sir, I am getting like 200 millivolt. When I'm taking VTH as 400 millivolt.
Okay, so हमारा भी तो वैसा नहीं, हमारा तो 0.7 पे आता है 184 when we kept the VTH as 350 millivolts. Just see the equations you just had. You just put the numbers in there, you will get some answers. Let us see. Let us build the trend.
Okay.
Whatever you are saying, you just report that, na?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay. Anything else? So there's nothing else, then let's close the class. All the best, guys. See you tomorrow evening then. Bye-bye. One more point. Okay, I will announce in the class stream also, but one more point. Because we have a class tomorrow, we could not have a quiz. So quiz we may have on Saturday. Okay? So we'll have our first quiz on Saturday. Thank you, guys. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Biswa, you wanted to say something?
Sir, regarding that flip-flop one, I have some doubts.
Let me just stop the recording then.